Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak with you all about the All Pro Dads organization at Settlesbridge. So in light of our safe, connected, and thriving initiatives within our district, I wanted to share how we create that environment at Settles so that we have students and families that are connected so that their children can learn. I have these two wonderful gentlemen with me, Derek Winters and Zachary Vale. They are the fathers who are also the leaders of our All Pro Dads organization, and they're going to share a bit more about that organization with you. But first, I wanted to share some information from the All Pro Dads website. So really, why do we have this program at Settlesbridge? Well, we know that if families are connected with our school and engaged in learning with their children, students have better grades, more consistent attendance, fewer behavior issues, and increased ability to learn. Every family wants that for your child. Every leader in a school wants that for our students. So what better way to pair those two pieces together than to have an organization that has fathers take a large part, or a father figure take a large role in the learning of their children at Settlesbridge. So, Mr. Winters?
Yeah, so I wanted to give you a quick little short history lesson. All Pro Dad is an organization that was started by Tony Dungy back in the late 90s. He was the head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the time. And he believed that a strong father is something that is very important in kids' lives, and that he had witnessed over the course of time that he thought that dads were getting so busy that they weren't filling that role as much as they could. And so he decided that he wanted to reach out using his influence in the community and bring kids in and fathers in and try to kind of reconnect at a personal level. And so he started encouraging dads all across the Tampa area to come to the Bucks facility, and they had their very first All Pro Dad meeting. And it's something that he wanted to teach the dads that, you know, it just takes a little bit of intentional time of connection with their kids to create this bond. And the amount of influence that they can have in a kid's life is amazing if they just take the time to do it. And so they started the program there. It's kind of grown organically over time, and it's spread to thousands of chapters now across the country, including the one that we have at Settlesbridge. And we have watched it grow at our school, and it's been amazing to see. We have a little video. Uh-oh.
The latest video game? A new smartphone? Not at all. What they really want is more time with you and the children. Time equals love. At All Pro Dad, we give you the one-on-one time you need to build your relationship with your child and the tools to become the best father you can be. Maybe you had a dad or role model to lead you, to inspire you, to be there for you as you were growing up. Maybe you didn't. Either way, we're here to help show the way forward. It starts with bringing your child to school once a month for a morning breakfast with other dads, mentors, and their kids. Activities, build memories, and learn. All Pro Dad has to honor. And best of all, your child will get what they want most: your time and your love. Tens of thousands of fathers and their children from across the nation are benefiting from involvement with a local All Pro Dad chapter. We hope you'll join us at an existing chapter or start one of your own. It just might change your family forever.
Here, and it's the involvement, so continued support. How have a pride moment where a father will stand up and share moments for their children, why they are proud of them, things that they've done, some character traits, maybe some tough activities, some tough discussions they've had. They're elementary school kids, and they today's society, they're dealing with some difficult situations, and really drawing out those opportunities. This is a moment where kids can light up. Physically, we've seen where they're fidgeting around, and then all of a sudden they'll just light up with the biggest smile on their face when their dad stands up and tells a room full of other dads and kids how proud of them that they are. So from that, then we go into the character building trait. They mentioned the video, leadership, integrity. This month was loyalty. And then there's typically a video. This month was Frozen. So many of the kids can totally relate to Frozen and the act of loyalty that Anna did for her sister, Elsa. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but take a look.
Might have heard it.
May have heard of it. Couple $1 billion, I think it made. But from that, we then break into meaningful discussion with our kids. So we have a purposeful discussion with our kids where we're able to hit on those topics, asking questions like, when is it tough to be loyal? When do you have when do you struggle with that? For us, it was their sister. She's like, it's tough sometimes. I want to be loyal. So those are things conversations that we can start and have throughout those moments and opportunity to connect. We also throw prizes in there, which at the very end, every kid loves. And I think really what is so important for us is the involvement and engagement that we've had with the PTO. They're 100% supporting us. They sponsor us. Our breakfasts in the past, they were dad-driven, so dads would go in, they'd get it. Now we're sponsored by our PTO. We also have had additional sponsors throughout the year that just other companies have come in. They'll be able to present and share their ideas and provide breakfast. So really, that's kind of the framework of it. And then now recently, we're now pushing out a take-it-home opportunity. So all pro dads, they provide the curriculum, and they also have a take-it-home area where we're pushing it out to the parents where they can continue that discussion and a connection over when they get home. So what ADP, this is a quote from one of our alum, ADP, All Pro Dads, 9 years of doing All Pro Dads. I'll run into dads at events, football games, other events, and they'll bring back the moments of All Pro Dads. Gosh, those were special moments. And this is one dad here that really thought it was exceptional. All Pro Dads provided me a very thought out framework to grow my relationship with my daughters. It is my belief that the intentionality of the conversation topics and the opportunities to publicly express why I was proud of them has a lot to do with the strong bond I have with them today. I'm extremely grateful that Settlesbridge has APD and that we were able to be a part of the program. And it was Gary Chichester, who's a proud father of his two daughters. And where we started, so the years prior to this, we were meeting in a media center, a room that was probably able to really truly get about 30 people, and that wasn't even comfortable. And then that was the max, and that was probably 4 or 5 years ago. Recently, with the growth and promotion and engagement with our PTO, we've been able to go as high as 200 plus. 250. And recently, we try to stabilize for safety reasons, try to get in right at a wheelhouse of 125, 150. So why have I done it? It's because it's that moment to intentionally connect with my daughters, to look them in the eye and tell them I'm proud of them. And having a high schooler realizing that time is limited, I want to make the most of that moment and really, truly share with them how much I cherish them.
I mean, everything Zach said is stuff I want to echo. I mean, it's been an amazing 6 years now. I have a sixth grader and a fourth grader that's currently at Settlesbridge, and to watch it grow from we used to get 20 dads and the feedback loop that we've created with the PTO now has been amazing, because you now see fathers that didn't even know what the PTO was, and to actually have some dads go in front of them and be able to communicate to them what the PTO is, and to make them realize like that they're sponsoring the event that you're at, and this is what they do. And we've seen PTO membership driven up from the whole thing. We've seen just a nice engagement feedback loop that's been created by the whole thing, and not to mention the increased relationship with the kids. I mean, my kids, once we started them something that reading more, but
To the figures are able to walk their student down to class. So as a leader, we need to see adults in our building are talking about. It really helps build that connection space so that parents, both mothers and fathers, or father figures or mother figures, or the people who are involved in these children's lives and invested in their lives, know who is taking care of my child when they're at school. What is Settlesbridge doing to support my child's growth? It's allowing that connection to happen so that when I see these parents walking down the hallway, I can say, hey, Mr. Vale, how are you? You know, I saw your kiddos in class and this is what was happening. Or, Mr. Winters, let me let you know what's happening with Christian in class right now. It's building those connections so that we are able to facilitate growth in the children and help our parents see why coming to school and being invested in their child's education makes a difference for them and for us. I know these gentlemen have talked about it, and I don't want to belabor the point, but to see a child's face light up when their parent says, I am proud of you because you persevered. You've been working really hard on a reading goal, and you've done it. Or you've been working with your siblings, and I know it's hard because they drive you crazy, but you haven't gotten frustrated. And to be seen, that's what kids want. That's what everyone wants. You want to be seen, you want to be heard, you want to know that you have a place where you belong. And I'm proud to say that the partnership that we have with All Pro Dad continues to build that at Settles. So we don't want to take any more of your time. As these gentlemen said, we meet once a month. You're all welcome to attend. I know Mr. Valdez is coming next month.
Looking forward to it.
So we welcome you, and I'll leave you with Brene Brown's quote, "Connection is the energy that is created when people feel seen, heard, and valued." That's exactly what's happening at Settles. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.